What's up, everybody? Eric here with Driver Lineup, Drive to Thrive, world's okayest steering wheel holder, checking in with you guys with a quick video of some footage here that I am just like blown away by this. This is my worst fear, you guys. Let me pull this up. I want to make sure that I give the proper credit out here. This was sent to me last night. And it was posted on Facebook by Lino Garcia. Now, I don't have a Facebook account, so I couldn't go in there and leave comments or anything, but I'm going to leave a link down below to the original source. And I'm not even sure if that's the original source. I'm just saying that's the link that was shared to me. And fortunately, I was able to look at it on a third-party website because I don't have a Facebook account. But anyway, so most of you know, if you're a longtime subscriber, you know I have a fleet of trucks running freight for Prime Inc., but I am no longer full-time OTR. I do run an occasional load. I'm actually headed up to Springfield to run a load here in the next week, so I can keep my status as an authorized driver active with Prime Inc., and I'm picking up a new truck. But I did team with my wife for 3 years, and one of my biggest fears, I don't know if I would say it was a fear, but it was certainly always in the back of my mind, was situational awareness and uncontrollable scenarios, things that are completely outside of my control. And I think, you know, as a four-wheeler driver, or for those who aren't truck drivers, for those who you're just driving a passenger car, you don't think about these things as much because you just have so much control over a vehicle that's so light. Now, there are instances where something's coming across that median at you, and even then you don't really have, you know, there's tragedy out there on that front too. But if something happens right in front of you or off to the side, and you're in a vehicle that weighs a couple thousand pounds, well, you have a lot more opportunity to control the outcome of that incident. If you're in a 40,000 pound vehicle, 75 feet long, you know, it's not that easy always to control the situation. If something happens that's not your fault. That could be something, you know, a rock sliding down a mountain, a deer in the road, something coming from across the median in the other direction. And in the case of this video, a steer tire blowout from another truck. So I'm going to roll the whole video right now, let you see it real quick, and then we'll talk about it some more. Okay, so as you can see in the video, there's a steer tire blowout. You've got two trucks right alongside each other. One in the left lane's a little bit further back. The truck in the right lane has a steer tire blowout. It's on the driver's side, steer tire blowout. And of course, at interstate speeds, this is gonna already cause havoc for that driver, right? That he or she already has a big time problem that they've got to work through. But when that steer tire blows, that truck then veers to the left into the left lane and hits the truck that's in the left lane, and then causes both those trucks, the one with a steer tire blowout as well as the truck that was in the left lane, to just jet across the median into oncoming traffic, and then across that lane into what looks like a side lane or something like that. And the truck that got hit by the other truck catches on fire. So, this is exactly the scenario that I was always thinking about, of that situational awareness as a truck driver. I've been asked this question before, because I say you have to manage your drive as a truck driver. You're constantly managing your drive. When you're in a car, you can throw a podcast on and you don't really have to pay that much. You don't have to pay attention to bridge heights. You don't have to pay attention to, way station signs or most highway signs. I mean, you're basically paying attention to the speed limit, right? That's it. But when you're in a truck, you have to manage your drive. You're constantly managing something. That could be your Jake brake, your engine brake if you're coming down mountains. You're managing how quickly you're taking curves, because you might have load shift in the back of the trailer. You're just always mindful of something. And so when I was driving, I was always scanning as far as my eyes could see for, Christmas tree lights on, if there's a cop car, or emergency vehicles, or a truck was pulled over in the right lane. I always got over as absolutely quick as I could if I saw a truck or a vehicle in that right lane, because you never know what they're going to do. You never know what their intentions are. You never know if they can see you. You don't know what's going on with that vehicle. But also in oncoming traffic, always looking over there, especially if there's not a divider, just hoping that if something happens across the lines on the other side, that I can somewhat react in a way that at least mitigates disaster. But in this video, as you see, there are just occasions where there's very little that you can do. And I can't tell if the truck in the left lane got on the brakes or brought the speed down immediately, but you can see the steer tire blows and the truck is like almost instantly veering into the left lane, hitting the other truck. So it's things like that. When you're driving a 40,000 pound vehicle, there's not a whole lot that that you have to, it has to be split second where you make a decision. You have to get on your brakes, but you also can't burn out your brakes, and you can't cause your trailer to swing around. If you're on your brakes too hard, it could cause a lot more problems. How are you going to steer? How are you going to control the vehicle as you've just realized you're going across that median into oncoming traffic? So you're having to manage your vehicle going through the divider, right? The what do you call it? The median, going through the median with another truck that's got its steer tire blown out. You have to manage going through that median safely as possible. Also looking up ahead and seeing what's coming in the other lanes, and how are you going to deal with what you're now driving into. There's just so much that goes on, and this was always my biggest concern when I was driving a truck down an interstate. Is not my own driving. I was very confident in my own driving. I was a very safe driver, but always how am I positioned to react and respond to things that are outside of my control? Again, if that's like a boulder coming down a mountain, or an elk or a deer or some crazy shit in the middle of the highway, or a steer tire blown out by another vehicle, there's so many things that could go wrong, and you just have to be able to react in some way, shape, or form that's going to at least mitigate the potential for disaster. But this is just one of those scenarios where, we shouldn't armchair quarterback this, because we don't know. Maybe the driver on the left did all the right things. I mean, they both came out okay, right? They didn't hit another vehicle head on. It seems to me that in this scenario, they kind of had the best case outcome. And so maybe everyone did everything right, but I'd just be curious to know what all of you think. Let me know down in the comments down below. If you've had a near disaster like this, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be really curious to hear it. My only real kind of nail biter scenario, I had a lot of things where I've, kind of was close to something happening, but really my only scenario was a deer. But it made me think, because I hit a deer in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. or something. And I just had come over the top of a hill, and there it was right there. As soon as I crested the top of this hill, and there was nothing that I could do to change the trajectory, safely change the trajectory of the truck or anything like that. But it did make me wonder, like, if this was in the middle of the day and there was a lot of traffic, when I hit that deer on the right front corner of the bumper, it flew off to the right. So it in a lot of traffic, you might have just been in a car or another truck, and all of a sudden there's a deer coming through your windshield, right? Because I hit the deer. So what kind of chain reaction and chaos could that have caused in the middle of the day? I'm just always thinking about things like that. So anyway, glad that these drivers seem to be okay from what I can tell. Didn't hit any other trucks head on or any other cars head on, and everything worked out well. But this exact scenario was like the thing that I dreaded the most and was always conscious for and looking for while out there on the road OTR. So you never know. It's just, wrong place, wrong time, and it's just outside of your control. So I'd love to know how you all would react. And if you've had a situation like this yourself. Be safe, everybody. Make good decisions. And as always, drive to thrive. Check in with you soon.